Here is a question I have started asking myself whenever I travel. What actually happens in the 90 minutes between a plane touching down and a group of 12 people finally sitting down to dinner? Because that gap is where trips quietly go wrong. Everyone lands tired. The luggage is heavier than anyone remembered. Somebody booked 3 separate cars, and the whole carefully planned itinerary starts to unravel in a parking structure. It is such an ordinary problem that most of us have stopped thinking of it as a problem at all. We just accept it as the tax you pay for going somewhere. Welcome back to the next Biz Thing, the show where I go looking for the companies quietly solving the problems everyone else has learned to live with. I am Marcus J. Diploma, and today I want to take you to Los Angeles, to a company that has built its entire operation around that overlooked 90 minutes and around every other stretch of road that a city like this one throws at you. The company is Hollywood Town Car and Limousine, and they operate out of Hollywood Boulevard, right in the middle of the city they serve. Their territory runs across Los Angeles and Southern California, Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Brentwood, Santa Monica, Sherman Oaks, West Hollywood, and of course LAX, Burbank, and Van Nuys. If you have ever tried to move a group across that map on a weekday afternoon, you already understand why this is a real business and not a simple one. Los Angeles is not a city you drive through casually. It is a city you have to know. What struck me first about them is the sheer range of what they can put on the road. Their fleet spans 8 distinct vehicle categories, and it starts small and goes all the way up. There are executive sedans for 2 passengers, luxury sedans, executive and luxury SUVs, stretch limousines seating 8 to 11, sprinter vans for 12 to 18, mini coaches carrying 28 to 46, and full coach buses that take 56 people. There are party buses, and there is ADA-compliant transportation for guests who need it. That last detail matters more than it might sound. A company that only serves the easy version of a group has not really solved group travel. Now, if you talk to them for any length of time, the conversation keeps coming back to the sprinters, and once you look closely, you can see why. A Mercedes Sprinter is not a compromise vehicle. The cabin stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, which means you walk in rather than fold yourself in. And for anyone who has ever ducked their way down the aisle of a shuttle while holding a laptop bag, that is not a small thing. There is 40 square feet of cargo space behind the seats, which is enough for a family's worth of suitcases or a production crew's worth of equipment. Inside, the specification reads more like an office than a van. There is dual-band Wi-Fi that supports up to 15 devices at once. Every single seat has USB-C, USB-A, and a 110-volt outlet, so nobody is negotiating over a charger. There is commercial-grade air conditioning that takes the cabin from 90 degrees down to comfortable in under 2 minutes, which in a Los Angeles summer is the difference between a pleasant ride and a miserable one. There is LED mood lighting that runs from daylight through sunset tones to a deep party blue, a 4K monitor, a Bluetooth sound system, and Mercedes air suspension underneath all of it, smoothing out roads that are not always as smooth as the postcards suggest. What I find genuinely clever is that they do not treat the Sprinter as one product. They run 6 different interior configurations, and each one is aimed at a completely different kind of day. The base Sprinter seats 14 and is built for function and value. The executive Sprinter has soft closed doors, plush leather captain's chairs, fold-out laptop tables, and extra sound insulation, and they describe it accurately, I think, as a mobile office. The luxury Sprinter brings hardwood floors, reclining leather seats, a built-in minibar, and adjustable lighting. The Jet Sprinter seats 6 or 7 in lounge style with a privacy door, premium surround sound, and a 4K screen. The Maybach Sprinter goes further still, with hand-stitched Maybach leather, full body massage seats, and a starlight ceiling. And the Sprinter Limousine has wrap-around lounge seating and color-shifting lighting for the nights that are genuinely meant to be celebrations. 6 versions of the same vehicle sounds like an indulgence until you think about who is actually riding. An investor tour and a bachelorette party are not the same trip, and pretending otherwise is how transport companies end up disappointing both. Choosing to build out that range is a decision about respecting what the client is actually doing that day. Which brings me to the airport work, because this is where the whole philosophy shows up most clearly. Their LAX Sprinter service exists for groups of 6 to 18, and it sits deliberately in the space between a handful of rideshares and a full-size bus, which are the 2 options most groups think they have. They track incoming flights and adjust the timing themselves, so a delay is their problem rather than yours. You can be collected curbside, or you can have a chauffeur meet you inside the terminal, and they offer greeter service including a black tie option for arrivals where the welcome is part of the point. Then there is the luggage policy, and I want to spend a second on it because it is the kind of detail that tells you what a company believes. Their line is, as long as it fits, it rides. No luggage fees. Anyone who has stood at an airport curb doing mental arithmetic about an extra bag knows exactly how much friction that removes. Child seats are available, accessibility accommodations are available, and the drivers are real named people who talk to you directly rather than an anonymous dispatch system. They cover all the Los Angeles area airports around the clock. That same thinking runs through their pricing. They advertise all-inclusive pricing without surprise fees, and they back the service with 24/7 customer support and onboard tracking technology, so you can see where your vehicle actually is. In an industry where the final invoice has historically been a source of quiet dread, choosing to be boring and predictable about money is a genuine competitive position. I also want to mention the part that nobody sees, because I think it is the real foundation. Every van is inspected before it leaves the garage, and each one is detailed in-house before a ride rather than at the end of a long week. The chauffeurs are fingerprint cleared, LAX badged, and Smith system trained, which is a recognized defensive driving program rather than a marketing phrase. None of that appears in a brochure photograph. It appears in the fact that the car turns up and it is clean, and the person driving it knows what they are doing on a freeway at 5 in the evening. You can see the effect of that in who trusts them. The brands listed on their site include CBS, Paramount Pictures, Disney, Apple Music, ESPN, the NFL, SpaceX, Delta, United, Alaska Airlines, and Air France. Those are organizations that do not choose a transportation partner casually, because in entertainment and in aviation, a car that arrives 20 minutes late is not an inconvenience. It is a schedule falling over. Winning that kind of work once is possible. Keeping it takes years of not making mistakes, and the customer reviews on their site tell a smaller and rather warmer version of the same story, with several of them naming a member of the team, Johnny, and talking about how quickly he responded and how easy he made everything. So why does any of this matter beyond the people who happen to need a car in Los Angeles? I think because it is a good example of a shift I keep noticing across service industries. For a long time, the way to compete was to be cheaper or to be flashier. What is winning now is being reliable in a way that is actually verifiable. Flight tracking instead of guesswork, a named driver instead of a rotating stranger, inclusive pricing instead of a surprise at the end, 6 interior options instead of 1 and a shrug. Every one of those is a company choosing to absorb complexity so that the customer does not have to, and that is a harder business to build than it looks. It is also, I suspect, the only kind that lasts. There is something fitting about this happening in Los Angeles specifically. This is a city built on arrivals, on people showing up for the meeting, the shoot, the flight, the celebration. Getting there well is not a luxury here, it is the entire premise. And a company that has thought this carefully about the space between the airport and the front door is doing something more interesting than driving people around. It is protecting the beginning of the trip. If you are moving a group through Los Angeles, or you are landing at LAX with more luggage than dignity, or you simply want the ride to be the calm part of the day, go and look at what Hollywood Town Car and Limousine are doing. Have a look at the Sprinter range in particular, because I think it is the clearest expression of how they think. And if you know a business that is quietly getting the unglamorous parts right, tell me about it, because those are always the ones worth talking about. That is all for this episode. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I am Marcus J. Diploma. This has been the next Biz Thing, and I will see you next time.